What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel.
My name is Jeff.
And today we're looking at my unfinished games, as I think I'm going to need a little bit of help with what to play next once Rebirth's done. Let's do this. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, my unfinished games. Now, before I do crack on with this is, as you can see from the thumbnail, the description, this is a part 2. This is something I actually did nearly 2 years ago, where I was looking for some tips and advice at that point of kind of what to pick up and complete. But the reason I wanted to do it again is not only has it been a long enough period of time where things have changed a little bit, but it's something I am really putting a focus on now. Apart from Rebirth coming up, it was something I was really working on, and talking to Rob and a few others. Myself and Rob have put like a number in mind of where I want to be at the end of the year. So we've got 100 kind of uncompleted games at the moment, and I want to get it to 75. So yeah, from kind of finishing the story, wrapping things up with Rebirth, I know I've still got the end game stuff to do, but I know it's going to leave a huge hole, and I'm not going to know what to do with myself. So yeah, just in the comments, that kind of stuff, make some suggestions, leave me some tips on some of these games as well. That would be pretty cool also. And yeah, it should be fun. I do have other little challenges on the side, like a 10-game challenge still. So those games will get done anyway, but maybe some others can be done along the way as well. Now, before we do get started with the unfinished games, I just want to give a massive shout out to Jen and to Sarah, who've joined the Patreon, which is absolutely unbelievable. Thank you so much, guys. And also thank you very much to all of my other patrons and to my channel members as well, who without none of this would be possible. So I really appreciate you. Thank you. So, the list then. Let's do this. A little bit embarrassing to start because this game, it's been on here a couple of months, as you can see. I haven't popped a trophy since the 15th of December. I remember it coming up on Plus. I'd heard some bad things about it, wanted to make my own mind up. I thought it's superhero stuff, I'm going to enjoy it anyway. I kind of persuaded Becky to play it, and we really weren't enjoying it that much, to be fair. So then when we did get kind of gaming time, both of us, I was happy doing my thing, and Becky was happy doing her own thing as well on her games, and we just haven't found the time to kind of go back in. We will do it because there's absolutely no way I can leave this at 8%, and we'll kind of get to kind of what I'm happy with when we get up to another game in a moment. So yeah, I will go back to this. Yakuza 0, this is part of a 10-game challenge that I'd started. I've only done one game from this. If it's something you weren't aware of, I did do a video around the 10 games. It is on the channel. I will also leave a link in the description to part 1 of this, so you can see what my list used to look like of the unfinished games compared to where it is today, as it is a little different. There's obviously some games that are still there, but there's a lot that I've cleaned up, and there's some new ones now that I haven't got over the line. Super Meat Boy. But yeah, Yakuza 0 is something I am working towards. That will be done just over a long period of time, I think, because it is such a big game, isn't it? I will go back to that once Rebirth is finished. Neo 2 is something I'm playing with friends, with Paul and Gibbs, my good pals. So again, it's another game that will get done. I don't really need any, persuading, any encouragement with this one. It's installed. I am playing it. It's just pushed to one side at the minute, with Rebirth, of course. So these first 3 games I wouldn't count. Gotham Knights I'm playing with Becky, we will do it. Neo 2 I'm playing with mates, it will get done. Yakuza 0 is my kind of solo game when I'm not in parties and things, and that's part of a separate challenge. But moving forward, chuck your tips in, give me some help. If there are games that can be played online and you can boost with me, I'm always up for that as well. But this next one I've mentioned a lot on the monthly reviews and things. I'm not going to waffle on too much about how they added Modern Warfare 3 DLC in, but I will go back and clean this up once I can afford it, because I've just bought loads of games lately. And this kind of brings us up to the sort of benchmark I was talking about, and I'll have mentioned this last time as well when we went through this. So I'm not a big basketball fan at all. It became free. I thought I'd give it a try. Not long after that, the servers closed, so I couldn't get the platinum anyway. So yes, this is unfortunately a stain on the list. It's unobtainable, but I got it to 50% at an A rank, which is where I kind of am happy with games if I know I'm not going to be able to do them. So I'm not someone who would never play something because it's unobtainable, or if I didn't feel I could get the platinum. But if I can get it to an A rank above 50%, I kind of use NBA now as the benchmark, if you will. Black Ops 3, just zombie stuff, if someone wants to help me with that. And that's I mean, yeah, there's some stuff in the, I say just zombie stuff, there is some stuff in the campaign where you've got to play it on realistic and then all of those accolades and stuff, which is hard as well. And very similar with World War II, a lot of zombie stuff, and then I just need to do the campaign on veteran. And then there is another trophy where later in the game you've got to shoot planes down and things, all things which are possible. But if anyone out there is a god at zombies, then feel free to drop me a message and we shall get these done, because I've had some help with others. You know, shout out to like Hacks and Shaz who helped me with Infinite Warfare, which was amazing. And you know, I do like Call of Duty, even though it's not as good as it used to be, so I would like to at some point get these finished if we can. The Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes, I don't necessarily think I need help or tips with this. I think it's just more a bit of a push, if you like. I said it loads on other videos about how I hate repeating these games where you can't skip the cutscenes, and just the thought of going back in really puts me off. Until Dawn's the only one I've done, and it's just because I loved it so much that I was more than happy to do that. And I feel like an efficient kind of playthrough with that allows you to really minimise the repeating of stuff with Until Dawn. Whereas these, unless I've just done it wrong to begin with, I feel like you've got to do it in more ways. But yeah, I will go back to that. Shadow of the Colossus, again, I played this because it was free, and I've also mentioned this a lot, how I don't understand why it's regarded as one of the best games ever. It was good, I enjoyed my time with it, but it wasn't as, it's not up there, I don't think personally, like a lot of people do. And sort of for those reasons, going back in and doing speed runs and all this, it's just, I don't know. If I am going to do it, this is probably going to be, towards the back of the list. So yeah, really what I want to do is focus on this 10 game challenge and then take another handful of games that we can hopefully get over the line. And once those are done, we can maybe take another crop of games. I think once I've got to that point, I'll maybe put something back in the Discord with some suggestions, and then I can set like a further challenge. Battlefield Hardline, I've spoke about this one a fair amount as well. So with Battlefield Hardline, it's just a trophy online where you need to get, I think it's like 25 kills with the Mac-10 and then a double barrel shotgun or something, but the online's dead, so I can't level up to unlock those guns to use them, and there's no one online to kill who can drop them. If someone's out there who has the guns, we can do it that way. I can kill you, drop them, and I kill you over and over. That works. I love how this video is just hopefully a way of me attracting some boosting sessions, get some of these games over the line. But no, I've been wanting to do it for a while. As I say, I did it nearly 2 years ago, and I just wanted to kind of see where I stack up today, compared to that one. But yeah, so Arcade, I nearly skipped one. Gran Turismo Sport, unfortunately, recently unobtainable, so we can never get that now. Real shame, because I did attempt this, I did try, I didn't just give up. A few months prior to the closure, when I heard that this was happening, I wanted to try and give it a good go, but unfortunately I couldn't get into matches. It just kept disconnecting me. I know this happened like for Scott, for others I'd spoken to. Really frustrating, because I would have been willing to put the time in and try and get it done, but unfortunately that is stuck forever. Now, Arkham City is one I will definitely go back to. With doing Arkham Knight quite recently, it's kind of given me that push to go in and do the Predator and combat challenges in Asylum, and then go through with this. So hopefully at one point we can get that done. World War Z, just need a decent squad, really. That's kind of the main thing. It was very similar to Aliens Fireteam, actually. That was sat on a similar percentage until we started the Discord, and then was lucky enough to meet Mark and Ray, who, we had a great team. I just need something like that to get through it. because I really enjoyed it. I didn't want to stop playing, but I just couldn't do some of these harder difficulties either on my own or with, the people I was playing with at the time. Monster Hunter World is just a huge grind. These damn crowns, man, I just can't get them. The RNG gods are just not with me anytime I play Monster Hunter. So I do keep going back because I love the game. I think it's brilliant. I do keep going back in the hopes that we can push on and start to get some of these, but it never happens. And then I just get a little bit disheartened and put it down. But yeah, hopefully one day. Metal Gear Solid, Ground Zeroes. You will find Phantom Pain on this list as well. So at some point I do plan on going in, cleaning up 100%, just to get the feel for it. And then we'll look at the Phantom Pain. Once we've got used to the buttons and everything again, get those S ranks done. We'll see that further up. We can talk about that then. Beyond Two Souls is very similar to like House of Ashes, just repeating stuff really frustrated me. Now, Final Fantasy IX, I know it's surprising, with the way I am with Final Fantasy, you'd expect me to have done this, but it's just the jump rope challenge. I know it can be cheesed using some kind of, I forget the correct terminology, but you can use a script or something, can't you, and get it done that way. Maybe that's what I'll have to do. I did try and do it legit, and it stinks, man. It's not very nice at all. And there are a couple of other trophies, like getting Excalibur 2, and then reaching all the active time events and things like that, which are obviously very doable, but I didn't go and do them if I wasn't able to get the jump rope trophy, so I put that down. But I will try and get it done because it would be amazing to have series completion for Final Fantasy. I'd love nothing more. It would look amazing. Final Fantasy 15 next, so another FF game. We have the platinum on this one, so this is actually the first one in the list where we've got the platinum. Oh no, Modern Warfare 2 was. Talking waffle, aren't I? Damn, Modern Warfare 3 DLC trophies. So yeah, another one that's got the platinum but not the 100%. Again, just because of the sheer amount of DLC. We've seen this on Darth Boothie's trophy list, didn't we, the other day, where, I think his was like 49% maybe. I have attempted the DLC, but even still, there's so much of it. A few gold trophies in there, just bringing that percentage down, which is annoying. And there's one of the DLCs I can't even do. Is it Comrades? They released a separate thing for it. I know you can like depatch the game, I believe, and do it, or something like that, but maybe one day. Now, Alien Isolation. So this is the first game other than Yakuza. And we won't see No Man's Sky on here because I've done that as part of the challenge already. But yeah, this is the next one we see as part of that. So for those of you who weren't in the Discord at the time or are totally unaware of what I'm talking about, I put out to the community that I wanted 10 games. So there was a list of new games that I'd never played that I wanted to play. Wanted 4 of those, so the 4 with the highest votes got through. Then I put a list of games I wanted to clean up from my list. Another 4 of those were chosen, and then 2 that I had the platinum for but wanted to clean up the 100%. And yeah, you guys picked Alien, thanks for that, because it terrifies the hell out of me, which is why it's still unfinished. So I will have to do it at some point. I'll maybe make the last game of that challenge. I'll put it off as long as possible. But yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely love it. I love the Alien universe, it's great. It's a little bit terrifying, isn't it? Maybe if I play it during the day and watch some cartoons afterwards, I'll be all right. So Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. This is a new game from sort of when I'd last done this. When I'd done it 2 years ago. You can see from the date anyway. I'd played it last year, and I shouldn't have stopped. It was just kind of the grind of getting to level 100, and then the thought of doing the hard get there's. But I'd kind of got to a point where things started to click for me. So I was really bad when I first started the game. I was pretty bad. It was awful. And yeah, with a lot of games, things just click, and then it suddenly becomes, or you see it as being possible, don't you? And I kind of felt like I got to that point and then just stopped, and I shouldn't have, because I know I'm going to have to go back to it at some point and start building my skills up again, because I've totally forgotten everything at this point. I can't even think. If I was to close my eyes and have a think about what the buttons are, that's how bad it is. But yeah, hopefully one day we can get that juicy ultra rare, because yeah, at 8 out of 10, it's a real nice platinum to have. Tennis World Tour, yeah, I spoke about this quite a bit as well. I'd love to get it because it is 0.89%, but it is a huge grind, a huge grind. And then stupid me, because I like things authentic, and I do prefer realism. I put 5 set matches on my career, didn't I? So it wasn't until I'd been playing for like 100 hours that I'd realised you actually get the same amount of prize money, even if it was on shorter games, which I should have done. So I'm kind of at a point of, I'm kind of committed now, aren't I? I've been thinking, do I start again and put it on 3 set matches and I'll rinse through, but is that still going to be longer than where I'm at now, playing 5 set matches? I don't know, but every now and again I put it on, I play a few matches thinking I'll start chipping away at it, and then I put it back down again. It's, yeah, such a grind, but lovely sub 1% would be really nice. Red Dead 2, another game as part of my challenge. So yeah, I will be definitely going back to this because it's a masterpiece and one of my favourite games of all time anyway, so I don't need much encouragement for this one, but I would like some help with the online. That would be really good. We would love to see that. I can get the online boxed off, and then kind of in my own time when I'm ready, I can look at, you know, the gold medals and the zoologist trophy and all of that jazz. So here's Infinite Warfare. Kind of touched on it a little bit, just zombies DLC stuff, but we do have the platinum thanks to Shaz and Hax. Hax was kind enough to run the Easter egg with me, and then Shaz was kind enough to invite me to a group of super Call of Duty gods who cleaned up the other stuff, like the song and unlocking David Hasselhoff and all that stuff. In fact, actually, no, Hax helped me with that. He told me the code to put in, didn't he? Yeah, either way, they both helped me collectively, so thank you guys, appreciate it. Doom, another one with the platinum, but again, it's just DLC. This is on a list for myself and Craig to clean up. Hopefully some others want to join us, because it's a nice, you know, cheeky 20 trophies there that we can get off the unearned. So back to games that I haven't finished then. So Dragon Age Inquisition, still being left there a long time. I need to go back in and do the Nightmare run and also please the Orlesian Corp because I messed that up, and there's some DLC stuff in there. Bioshock as well, I really want to go back to, not only for the platinum, but I want to get back into the series because it looks great. I hear great things about it, and I think, yeah, just going back in will get me familiar with the controls and everything as well. Ultimate Alliance 2. Now, this has been on the list for a long time, but there's been some recent trophies popped on it. So when, you know, my good pal Paul comes over, it's usually just FIFA that we play, and we just fancied mixing it up, looking for something that was couch co-op. And then I caught this on my list as something that I could work towards. And we went through and done all of the acts on, I think it's like legendary difficulty. So yeah, hopefully I can chip away at this as time goes by because nice ultra rare, and it's such a shame that you can't get these games anymore. It really is, because they are fantastic. Resident Evil 7, yeah, I've spoke about this one quite a bit as well, as one that I'm going to go back to very soon because I've done all the hard work already. I literally have the circular saw and the quicker walking speed and all those other stuff that you get for doing things, you know, doing the speed run and all that stuff. So I just need to get it done, do it on Madhouse, collecting the coins, and that's the platinum, and then we can worry about the DLC later. It's just the Mia fight that puts me off when I speak to people, because you don't have access to the box yet and all of your bits and bobs. A lot of people tell me how hard this Mia fight is. So the thought of doing it, at least it's right at the beginning, isn't it? We can just try and get it out the way, and yeah. Mortal Shell, don't want to talk about it. No Shell Run keeps winding me up, but I would love to have that done. I know Stephen's done it like 3 times. If he wants to come and do it for me, that would be awesome. Final Fantasy X now, with all these unfinished Final Fantasy games. I've mentioned on recent videos and a lot of videos why I don't have the platinum for this. But it will be done very soon. Crash Bandicoot 4, oh yeah, here's one. And the next game, we could talk about these for a little while. I will do Crash 4 eventually. I mean, one of the reasons is it's incredibly difficult, isn't it? And it was hard enough just doing the levels normally. That was enough to put me off. But I did plan on going back to the series. After I played this, I went back in and got Crash 1 done because that was left for a long time. I went back up, finally got the High Road boxed off and a few of the others that I'd left. Done Stormy Ascent. Was it Stormy Ascent? Yeah, Stormy Ascent. Got the 100%, which has given me the push to go in and do 2. I already had number 3 done. So yeah, I think once 2's done, we might have a look at Crash 4. Yeah, Super Meat Boy. Yeah, what a game, right? I'm not too far away, as you can see. 4 trophies, well, 5 trophies needed, one including the platinum. So 4 no death runs. There's not too long left. It's I say not too long left. You know, those 4 levels themselves could end up being longer than the amount of time I've played on it so far. But I know I'm in a good position. I've only died like 7,000 times at this point. 1,000 of those have probably been from when I've let other people play it to show them, you know, how brutal Super Meat Boy is. So I think for kind of how many times I've died for where I am in the game, I'm doing really well compared to others I've seen. So I know I've got it down. It's just, it's putting the time in just to this one game. That's where I struggle the most. That's the hard part for me, is just committing to Super Meat Boy, because I know if I do that, I can get it done. Maybe one day, once we've caught up a little bit, I can focus on that. Now, Hell Let Loose is really bothering me that it keeps adding DLC, because this was a slog getting the platinum, and I did it on my own as well, which made it even longer. It was absolutely brutal, and that rarity alone tells you, because it's not hard. It says 4 out of 10, but it's probably less than that. There's nothing difficult. It's just incredibly long, and then doing it on my own, I was bored out of my mind. Yeah, and they just keep adding DLC, and it's one of those where I just don't want to go back. I think I'd play it if there was someone else to play it with, and maybe work on the trophies together. At least when you've got someone there, you can have a chat and a bit of a laugh while it's happening. You know, allow time to seem like it's going faster, that kind of thing. But I just don't want to play it on my own. Yeah, moving on. Metal Gear Solid 5. I know we touched on it slightly with talking about Ground Zeroes. Yeah, I'd love to go in and get this done. I find the game absolutely incredible. Bit of a hot take, and I'm probably in the minority here, but it's actually my favourite Metal Gear Solid game. It's unbelievable. The story is incredible. You know, what you're able to do is amazing. The mechanics are just top draw. Such a good game. Really, really is. It wouldn't be a video without the seagulls, right, Crow? I hope you enjoyed that. A little cheeky cameo for you there. I've waited as well until things quieten down. Bucky's just gone to sleep. There was no seagulls. They know. They know. Typo Man. So this is something I will do very, very soon. Probably one of the first ones, actually, after Rebirth. Because... and this is something I've spoke about a lot when deciding on what to do next. When I filter my platinums by rarity order, the ones I still need, the unearned ones, Typo Man is top at 20%. It's the most common one there. So I thought I would start with that. Doesn't mean it's the easiest though. I know it says 3 out of 10, but you do have to do the story dying 5 times or less. And it is a short game, but it's not easy, not easy, and it sounds like a daft cheap grub or something, doesn't it? But it's actually really, really cool. I recommend you check it out if you're not familiar with it. It's a 2D, platformer, and you've got to spell words to have the environment change and things. It's pretty good. I like it. Go and check it out. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I will do this. It's just the reason it wasn't done. I think if I'd have played Mass Effect back in the day, I would have just played them all on Insanity. But I was unfortunate. It was unfortunate that I never played them on the PS3. So when this Legendary Edition came out, I did just want to enjoy the stories because I'd heard so many good things. So I just played on easy, just to enjoy myself, enjoy Shepard's story. It was amazing. Yeah, we'll go back in and do the hard difficulty, no problem whatsoever. Man of Medan, same reasons as Beyond Two Souls and House of Ashes. Now Streets of Rage 4 is something I'd love to get done, because I'm a big fan of Streets of Rage ever since I was a kid, you know, playing it back on the Mega Drive. It's such a cool game, and when they announced this one I was like, yeah, straight in. But I'm just trying to remember actually which are the trophies. We'll have a little look at this one. I'm trying to remember which ones it is that I don't have. Let's have a quick goosey gander. I know there's one, is it do it on, yeah, an S rank on all the stages, clear arcade mode on hard or higher. Well, we're not doing it higher if we don't need to. Yeah, reach a lifetime of 5 million score, which is easy, just to get to playing for long periods. I think I'm actually on 4 million or something or another anyway, so that'll happen, you know, as we're going for the other stuff. And then there's some DLC trophies. I did buy that and had a bit of fun with it. But yeah, I'd love to get that finished. That'd be amazing. That'd be really, really good. Dead Island. Yeah, another one. I feel like I'm saying the same things. I want to go back to them all. You know, can you tell? That's the idea. I want to clean up as much as I possibly can. Unfortunately, because of some unobtainables, we're never going to have a 100% profile. I mean, I'm not skilled enough to do some of these games for that anyway, but I'd like to try and get as many done as I can. Dead Island, yeah, I'll definitely go back to this at some point. I'm not too far away from this. It's just the whole playing with each of the characters for the first act and playing with however many players for, was it like 15 minutes? I did try it and people just leave all the time. So yeah, I'd like to go and do that. Days Gone, it's just challenges. It's probably not to the front of the list, if I'm honest. I love the game, but the challenges are kind of putting me off. I do need the New Game Plus though, so maybe I could enjoy the story again and try and get a proper feel for the game and then maybe try them. That would probably be better rather than, you know, just doing the challenges straight up. Oh, another Final Fantasy game unfinished. Some fun I am. And I spoke quite highly of this, didn't I, when we did Jason's list. It's a really cute game. I loved it. I can't even remember why I stopped it now. But going back to the kind of NBA benchmark, I did for a while, not because of enjoyment or skill level or anything like that. I did go through a period where I bought an absolute ton of games on the sale or off Amazon when they were discounted, wherever it may be. And so many of them were just sat there doing nothing. And for like a year or 2 years, I was just playing games and not really focusing on the trophies too much, and then moving on to the next game thinking I'll just go back to it at some point. However, in this first instance, I just want to get my money's worth from all these games I've bought, but it's left me with an absolute mountain to climb now, because I've got all these games that are like 60 to 80% complete, and I'm just thinking, I should have just finished them while I was playing them, because it is really hard, isn't it, going back to a game. Some games especially, when you've had some time away, you go back in, it's just like, how do I play this again? But yeah, I will. So a lot of these games, that's kind of the reason they're not finished really. Battlefield 5, yeah, we will get that done. And yeah, I will hit you up at some point. Chris Raj, I know you give me the opportunity a couple of times to get that trophy done where you've got to shoot someone on a mounted gun 5 times. I was just so busy. But once I can get that done, it's just a case of getting the scores with each of the classes. And then it's done. Actually, I think maybe one trophy in the campaign. And similar to World War II, I think that might be something to do with shooting planes down, actually. Just rubbish at shooting planes down, clearly. Vice City, amazing. I was just put off by the does it take the cannoli or something about the cannoli? Yeah, that put me off getting max rank in the criminal rating or whatever it is. So I just didn't bother with some of the other stuff like the rampages or the jumps or whatever it is. I will go back to it at some point though. Love the game. One of the best soundtracks ever in game, and it really, really is. God of War 3 remastered, another one I'll go back to. Very similar story. I enjoyed the hell out of it and then just put it down. However, I am pretty much halfway through the hardest difficulty, and then we just need to do the labyrinth without dying or falling or whatever it is. And then there's the trials. So it's literally just 3 gold trophies. That's why it looks like I'm missing a lot with 74%. But if you have a look, just it is literally 3 trophies. Trackmania Turbo I would love to get done, because a separate goal of mine, even though I'm not as focused as some on ultra rares and that kind of thing, it would be really nice to every now and again keep knocking FIFA out of my trophy cabinet. I mean, ideally I would like to have my cabinet filled with sub 1%. That would be really good to look at, but every now and again I do want to keep adding one in just to knock FIFA out. I love FIFA, it'd be nice to at least have one of them in, but when there are loads, I know I could take them out and put something else there, but I like having my 10 rarest. It's just my OCD. So yeah, hopefully over time we can every now and again pick one up, and if anything, this would be one of those games that I should be able to do, because racing games are certainly high up on my skill list, I would say. Yeah, hopefully one day. Not so many gold medals needed, and then the track master medals needed. We'll get it done. Heavy Rain, not going to bore you with the reasons why that's done, I think you already know. Final Fantasy again, Stranger of Paradise this time though, a platinum this time, but DLC. Yeah, they've brought a lot of it out. I did enjoy I've done the first DLC, but then there's so much after it, and I just need a good third. A good pal Paul bought the season pass as well, and we did the first one no problem, but the second one puts you in some labyrinth where I really feel like you need a third person for it. So yeah, if there's anyone out there who wants to play Stranger of Paradise, give me a shout. Prototype, we'll hopefully get this done, because I love Prototype. I think it's brilliant. I'd love a new game. How I always talk about Infamous when we're doing these videos, just with what they can do now with the graphics and the gameplay. Prototype would be sick, wouldn't it now? It'd look amazing. Really enjoyed this. 8 out of 10 though, it is difficult. I've still got to go in and do the game without dying, although you can do that on easy, then doing it on hard, and then killing like 50,000 infected. Another COD Platinum, just zombies needed. That's You, so although this has been on the list as well for a while, there has been some recent trophies. So when we've had the pleasure of James and Amy coming up, we have done a little bit when they've been up here, and thankfully got some trophies in the process, which is awesome. And hopefully we can get it done, because look at that, 1.65%, and all I literally need to do is the play with 6 people using questions you've created or something. That's easy. You just need 6 people. I don't have that many friends, unfortunately, so it's quite difficult. All that many devices to do it on my own. And what I am concerned about, so the other trophies are playing with all of the play cards. Over time, I don't know how I haven't got it already. I think I've started from the beginning, just picking the first, second, third. Then I've had a break for a year or two from the game. Couldn't remember which one I'd done, so I thought I'll start backwards and go that way. And then I didn't play that many games, and then I really don't know which ones I'm missing, so I'm going to have to work out over from the middle. But I don't have the trophy for playing 15 games, which really confuses me, because I've played this an awful lot. 30 game trophy I could understand, but it still hasn't popped for 15 matches, which is crazy. I mean, while James and Amy were here, Becky got the play for 5 games, and I feel like I've been playing it for ages. Played some on my profile when James and Amy were up. I played it with the lads a while back. Some of my other mates a few years ago. Yeah, confusing as hell. Hopefully it hasn't glitched out, because I'd like to get it done. The Division, got the Platinum. It's just DLC. It's not a priority. But yeah. There's Crash 2, we spoke about that, hopefully get that done at some point. Now, Resi 5, and then I'll kind of tie in Resi 6 so we don't have to speak about it when we get up there. I do have Platinums for both of them. Myself and Craig have been doing DLC for 6. I know Taylor's going to join us for that, and hopefully get these games done, because there are 2 that I never thought I would get to 100% because the online is dead. And that is one of the most magnificent things about this whole journey that I've went on, is just having the community that we have to reach out to and get some of these games done. Because before the YouTube thing, I was just playing games alone, really. I didn't reach out in communities all that often, or go on PSMP and ask for help with stuff. I just played them. Never I couldn't get them. But it's great now that we can go back in and clean some of these old games up. It's really, really good. Arkham Asylum, we've touched on when we talked about City. Hopefully I can get good enough to do the challenges. F1 2019, although shown as unobtainable, this I do have the trophies that are unobtainable, so I'm pretty certain you can still go into online races. The servers are still up, but this was like a ranked league event thing, which they don't do anymore. So yeah, I think you need 3 people to start a race, and we've got like, I think I've got Rob who can jump in. We just need someone else. There's a bit of a grind. I do need to get my levels up, but if we're up for it, let's get it done, because it's a lovely ultra rare, 2.77. Rayman Legends, I should really get a move on with this, because I know they've already, was it last year, they removed the PS3 servers for Rayman Legends, so maybe this is soon to follow, or it might not be too far in the distant future. So I really should get it done, because it would be a great one to have, and I love this game. I had a lot of fun with it. Crash Team Racing, yeah, I know I spoke about the Crash series, but we didn't touch on this too much. It's a different type of game, isn't it? Hopefully I can get this done, or maybe it's part of my challenge anyway. This is one of the others, so I'll try and get it done at some point. But it's brutal, absolutely brutal, and I'd consider myself decent at driving games, but I just can't get to grips with. And I can, bearing in mind, but slide and boost the entire tracks, and I can't seem to get anywhere near not only the trials, the time trials like Oxide's Time or whatever, but even just doing the campaign on the hard difficulty. Some of the races are brutal. Yeah, it is a really, really difficult one, but hopefully, see, when it comes to doing the cleanup, I'm going to have to try and focus on maybe just one at a time, because what my problem is, I juggle that many games, I never really reach the levels needed to get some of them done. So I just need to maybe sacrifice everything and just focus on one thing, build my skills up, and maybe we can get it done that way. Zombie, it's just a case of doing it on the medium difficulty and then the harder one. Yeah, hopefully we'll do that. It's ultra rare. That'd be a nice way to finish my list when it's in alphabetical order, because it ends pretty terribly at the minute. I'm not telling you why. Have a look. We definitely made some bad choices. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I won't touch on too much. You can see my progress there. Literally just before we started recording here, I've just finished Chapter 2 on hard. So we're kind of working our hard playthrough, but I'll talk about this a lot more in the monthly, as I've touched on already, because it's the only game I've played, or it'll be the only game I will have played during March. Borderlands, we have the Platinum, there's just some DLC. This one at 100% will be going back to, and have already tried quite recently. You will see there's a trophy from September. So me and Craig were trying to get the DLC done. We did actually find a really good boosting method for doing some of like the arenas and things like that, and it kept crashing on us. Really, really frustrating, because we did one of the larger arenas or coliseums, whatever it's called, and we'd been playing for like 3 hours, and we got to the final wave, and then the enemies just didn't spawn. And apparently it's a known thing. It had happened previous to that as well on an earlier round where we lost like an hour or an hour and a half. Yeah, so that disheartened us as well, and we put it down, but maybe one day we can go back and get the 100%. Sniper Elite 4, yeah, really, really enjoyed it. This was on the list 2 years ago when I did this, but went in recently and got the Platinum. So this is one I did clean up a little. Yes, I don't have the 100% just yet, maybe soon. But yeah, we finally got it over the line, and I believe this is thanks to Shaz again. So he introduced me to someone. I'm just revealing all my secrets now. Yeah, I'm not good enough for authentic difficulty, trust me. Revealing all my secrets. So he was kind enough to get me in touch with someone who has a save file basically at the end of every level on Authentic Plus. So yeah, you literally join, he walks over the finish line, and that's it for all of the missions, and then you get the Authentic difficulty and the Authentic Plus, which was nice because that's all I actually needed for the Platinum, so that was amazing. Cyberpunk 2077, just DLC. We have the platinum, as you can see there. I love this game. Spent 100 hours with it. It's great. And I will go in and do the Phantom Liberty. It's probably, I'm trying to think of things in it, like in an order, apart from, you know, Yakuza, Gotham Knights, Neo 2, which I'm playing with people. Well, I say I'm not playing Yakuza 0 people, but aside from that, if I'm picking one other solo game, this is probably going to be first, I think. I want to go back in. I'm really looking forward to playing this DLC. I've heard some really good things about it, and I want my 100% back. I'm sick of, because to be fair, I did say 100 games at the start. It's actually 99, but I managed to get it down to like 96, and then obviously I started Rebirth, Cyberpunk, you know, added some DLC, and there was something else. Something else has added DLC as well. I know a few games have added more DLC, like Hell Let Loose, for example, but that was already not 100%. It'll come back to me, or we may see it. But yeah, keep happening. So just as I start to make progress, more games put DLC and stop it. I like extra content, but no, I'm doing this. Little Hope, this is probably, I'll talk a bit more about this one because this is actually the one I've probably put the most time in because I'm really, really close to getting it, and I've kind of set everything up to get the platinum really at this point. It's just, what are their names? Angela and the guy who, we're going to have a look at this one. We're going to have a look. So there are some trophies for like saving everyone and things like that, but I've pretty much set a save file up where I can do it. It's just a case of, you know, picking the right choices from that moment on and making sure I hit the quick time events. Is it John? Oh yeah, John. I was going to say Jonathan, but I was close. Yeah, is it John and Angela? Yeah. This one, I was trying it a few times and it wouldn't happen for me, and I followed a few guides and suggestions, and apparently theirs is the hardest because there's very few moments where you can really max their relationship out, but I couldn't get it and it put me off doing the other stuff. But if I'm going to do any of these, you know, the Dark Pictures games or the, you know, like Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, and also this next game on the list, I think Little Hope will be the first one that I jump into because I'm, as I said, not far away really from getting that done. Love Detroit. I'd love to get this done, and it's just the thought of certain collectibles only showing up in certain scenarios, and I just think how often, not how often, but how much am I gonna have to put into this to get it? It's a good enough game though, isn't it, to kind of pull me in. It really, really is. So yeah, hopefully one day. Jurassic World Evolution, we have the plat, just some DLC stuff. I do have Jurassic World Evolution 2 to play, so I don't know which way around to do it, because the DLC is quite hard on this. Do I maybe play Jurassic World Evolution 2, get a feel for the game, then come back to this, or use this DLC to get a feel and then do... I'm doing this because it's over there. People are probably like, no. Yeah, I don't know which way around to do it, but yeah, I love this game. I love dinosaurs. So yeah, I'm more than happy to get this one done. Dying Light, I will do. Me and James have spoke about this as well. Maybe he's going back in at some point, and also playing like Dying Light 2 as well. It's just I've done is it the Following? It's called the Following. It's just like the Bose Accord stuff, and yeah, there's a few other bits in there, but we'll hopefully get that done. Black Flag, again, this was something that was on the list 2 years ago, but we've made some good progress with this, thanks to thanks to Rob and to Craig, sort of helping me boost some of the trophies with the online. Making good progress with it. I can't remember because it's been a few. Well, you can see there, 6th of February was the last time that I popped a trophy. I think we'd gone from like level 3, which is what I'd reached back in the day, all the way up to like level 28 in a few sessions. So I know the XP amount is larger and larger as you go through, so that is going to slow down a bit, but great progress. Once we get that done, there's just some stuff in the main campaign. I've got about 3 missions where I didn't get the full synchronization, and then I just need to upgrade the Jackdaw and beat the legendary ships. So that will be done soon, and I've done all the DLC, so it'll be a nice 100% very, very soon. Remnant from the Ashes, I love this. I'd love to go back in and do the DLC. It would just be a case of getting a squad, really, and then I'm more than happy to jump back in whenever. The Witcher 3 is part of my challenge, so again, I don't need any push to go back to this. Similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, it's one of my favourite games ever, definitely in my top 5, so I will be straight back on this, and I don't need too much. It'll just be the Death March run, get all the Gwent cards, and then the horse, there's only 4 of them, like the horse races, it glitched on me, my game froze during the kind of black screen after you finish the race and before your game loads back up, it crashed, so I had to close the application, load back in, and it loaded me with the race already complete. And I mean, I didn't make a manual save for some time, so yeah, not able to get that done, but I'll make sure I do it on the Death March run. So we've also got the Outer Worlds. Yeah, again, I don't need too much of a push with this one. I really enjoyed the game, I thought it was great, so I will go back in and do it. I just need like the supernova difficulty and then playing the game in a slightly different way to get some of the other trophies for certain, you know, siding with certain people. But yeah, really cool game. Arkham Knight, this is something I've done recently. It was on the list before, but we went back after we found a way of getting Brutality 101. So yeah, I've got the platinum there. It's just some of the DLC stuff and then like those community challenges, which are a little bit brutal. Well done to Rob for doing them, because I don't think I've got the techers, you know. Ghost of Tsushima again. I feel like getting repeat shout outs here. So Rob again helped me with some of the online stuff. We were doing some of the Legends mode, so I did pop a couple of trophies. I got one of my characters to like level 20, and then there was another one. I did get another trophy from him. I can't remember which one it was, but hopefully kind of working towards this soon enough. We'll get back on it. Darksiders 3, which we don't have the platinum. We're not far away from this. It's very similar to God of War 3. I just wish I carried on with these games. I don't know why I stopped when I was halfway through the hard difficulties, but I'm actually playing it on, I think is it Apocalyptic? I'll show you. So it's the difficulty that's actually in the DLC, so I could kind of couple that up with the difficulty in the main game. It just made sense to me. So we'll have a little look. So upgrade 5 enhancements to Balanced. Defeat 666 enemies while in Havoc form, which is a grind. Or complete the game on Apocalyptic. That's actually part of the main game, but what's the one in the DLC that I'm doing it on? So we've done the Crucible. Oh, Armageddon mode, that's right. And then we've done the ones at the bottom. So, yeah, in reality, you know, I'm not far away from the end. We get that finished, do Armageddon mode, pop in Apocalyptic mode, reaching a level 100, you know, while we do that. And then it's just getting the kills in Havoc mode while balancing the enhancements. I think this is certainly doable. And I had a lot of fun with this game. So, yeah, certainly have no problem going back to it. Resi 6 we've touched on. Ni no Kuni, love the game. Got the platinum. There's just a couple of trials left which are quite tough. Maybe one day. Far Cry 5, I will be going back to this with Craig as well. So the Legend has a save for getting the infamous difficulty trophy, so we'll get that done. And then there's just some stuff with the zombies as well. So yeah, hopefully I have 100% for that. And then we'll have 100% for all of the Far Cries. Apart from is it? Can you still get trophies on 2? Is it Far Cry 2? I might be talking pure nonsense. Neo got the platinum. Fantastic game. Also not a 5 out of 10. I think it's harder than that. But yeah, it's just some DLC stuff. What me and the guys were saying is, once we've done Neo 2 and we're kind of in the zone with it, we'll maybe jump back and see if we can clean up Neo. But the DLC is much more difficult in this one than it is the second one, I believe. Rise of the Tomb Raider, I would have had this done, and this is another one I've spoke about in plenty of videos when I see people who finished it. I got robbed out of one of the trophies and it glitched on me, so I will show you, because I do talk about it a lot, but I don't think people have seen it directly through my list. So let me find this for you. So there's obviously the score attacks I need to go in and do. That's kind of the main point of this. And had these other trophies worked, I would have just went through and done them and seen the platinum, home. But let's have a little look. Where is it? Right. So complete every challenge, right? That's the trophy that I need. Obviously, I need to do it on the challenging difficulty anyway. Let me just go in. Survivor. Oh yeah, 5 levels without damage. There, here, this one at the bottom. So ignoring the difficulty one, so I was just going to go in and race through it and then do the score attacks. But so it gives me the trophy for achieving 100% game completion, but not the trophy for completing all the challenges. Now, for anyone who hasn't played this game, the challenges are part of the 100% checklist. So I should have got them both. It didn't happen. So the reason I didn't go back in is I'm not only going to now have to play the game on the hardest difficulty, but I'm going to have to do all the challenges as well. And I just thought, no, I'm done. Get me out of this game. But I kind of want to go back in and see Lara again, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's a good game. I enjoyed it. It's probably the best one from that newer trilogy, in my opinion. So yeah, well, we've got the 100% for the other two. Why not get this one as well? Ultimate Alliance, very similar to when we spoke about the second one. I'm not a million mile away from this. Hopefully I can get them done, because they're both, in the 3% in terms of rarity, which would be really, really nice. Because another goal of mine is, again, I don't focus too much on just going for ultra rares, but because I've played so many easy games over the years, it's kind of hurt my average rarity a little bit, and I do want to get that under 50%, which is still high compared to a lot of people. But I think once I see a 4, even if it's 49 for the rest of time, I feel so much better. And we're down to like 51.94 or something, or 51.92 now. It's come down a couple of percent since August last year when I stopped playing the grubs. It's certainly coming down, which is great. But yeah, under 50 by the end of the year, as well as getting 25 of these games done, because that's the plan. 25 uncompleted games done, and we then go from there and set another challenge, don't we? Rocket League, what is now unobtainable? Only one trophy. Hopefully that's not one of the ones I need. So yeah, it's really leveling up a certified item, which is easy. I've got the certified item. I've put a lot of work into it. It's just one for saving shots. So I could easily boost it, I would have thought, by staying in goal and someone just launching the ball at me. Getting the MVP award, and then 500 and whatever shot it is at goal, which you can easily boost. So the 100% is doable. I'd like to try and get this done. So if someone knows an easy way of getting that MVP trophy, let me know. Dirt Rally 2, for anyone who's familiar with the game, you'll probably know why I haven't done the DLC. It's brutal. I think the DLC is like a 9 out of 10 or something crazy. You've got the Platinum, which was a slog in itself. That was really difficult at a 5 out of 10, 1.72% rarity. But yeah, the DLC is brutal. No chance. Cuphead done. So this is kind of new to the unfinished games, because I suppose when I've done this video before, it was on 100%, and then they've since released DLC, which I bought. I had to play through the levels just to enjoy it, and then I can't remember what happened, but I didn't go back through and get the remaining difficult trophies, but I really should, because I love the game, and it'd be nice to have the delicious last course completed. The Division 2 is also kind of improved since last time, so I didn't have the Platinum for this previously, as you will have seen in the older video. But kind of jumped back in, played some of the missions with Mark on hard, which was brilliant. Grinded out some of the other trophies on my own. I found a really good method for getting the full suit of, the full deck of cards, or getting a full suit. I watched, really, really good video from Maka. So yeah, he really, really, clear, to the point with what enemies drop, what cards. The frustrating part of it is, only one spawn in every half an hour, so you've got to I just kind of utilised a day where I was doing other things, and I just kept revisiting the game every 30 minutes and kind of killing another one if it was the one I needed. Fallout 4, just some Nuka World stuff, some workshop DLC, but yeah, you'll see now anyway. It's all platinums, just DLC which we can hopefully clean up. GTA 5, it's just the high stuff at the end, the difficult ones. Similar to Dirt 2, or Dirt Rally 2.0 rather, Need for Speed's got a ridiculous set of DLC trophies. That's like a 9 out of 10 difficulty. Why they're there, I don't know. But anyway, and this next one, why put it? Oh, honest to God. So this already took me an absolute age to get to level 50. It really, really does. You know, hence the rarity. It's quite a tricky one to get. And then they put a DLC trophy and get to level 100. What's all that about? Yeah, really frustrating because I want the 100%. Shadow of War and also Shadow of Mordor, which we'll have a look at when we get up. I'll tie them together. It's just some DLC stuff, you know, like the challenges where you've got to do so many things in a certain time. Yeah, I just left it, but I should do them. Operation Tango was 100%, but unfortunately they added these DLC trophies in, which I'd hopefully like to get done at some point. Now, the Last of Us Part 2, I'll kind of tie these in together, both The Last of Us Part 2 and Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, because they're both part of this challenge I keep talking about. So when I mentioned that to complete the list of 10 games, so 4 completely new, 4 from a list I wanted to get the platinum, and then 2 already had the platinum but wanted to get the 100%. These are the 2 that were picked. So yeah, I will go in and do them at some point because I'm looking forward to playing them both. But yeah, Uncharted 4 it's all that doing I forget what the name of it is now, but you're doing that challenge mode thing, aren't you, on Crushing, and you've got to get like 3 stars is it on all of them. So hopefully we can, I've heard there's boosting groups out there and things, hopefully we can do that and get it finished. If it was trophies relating to the story again, I'd be there in a heartbeat because it's brilliant. But the challenge mode though, yeah. Horizon Forbidden West, yeah, you obviously know I don't need any push to play this again either. I did actually start it with all intentions of getting the DLC complete. So I've done Burning Shores, it's then the New Game Plus stuff on the hard difficulty. I did start it and I'd got so far through. I was hoping to finish it basically before Jedi Survivor came out and I didn't quite make it. So I kind of put this to one side with all intentions to go back. And then you finish Jedi Survivor and Final Fantasy 16 comes out. And then before you finish that, I want to go back to this, another game's come out. And that's kind of what happened last year. Every time I look to go back to another game, or Forbidden West in this case, one of the new games that I was looking at was released. So we were just in a never-ending cycle. So yeah, I will get this done, and this next game I'm really looking forward to going back to. Spoke about this a lot as well on the recent videos, where I'm very excited to just play the story, because although the game is absolutely immense in every single way, sometimes you just want to move to the next main story mission, don't you? But as a trophy hunter, we have to do all this side content and going around doing all the bases, doing the collectibles, kind of ruins the immersion a little bit. Whereas I'm really looking forward to just going in mission, just following that tight, amazing story and just experiencing it all again, you know. Yeah, very excited. Watch Dogs Legion. So this is another one I did recently attempt to try and get finished. So myself and James actually were going to look at doing the DLC on that hard difficulty. It is tricky. We got it started. We've got like the first main mission done, but yeah, you honestly have to be careful. They literally know where you are. You know, you can't drive anywhere without, you know, alerting the police and things, or whatever I forget what they're called. What are they called? Are they called like Atlas or something? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, you can't drive anywhere without them chasing you, and it's just frustrating as hell. But hopefully one day. Valhalla, I've put a lot of graft in recently actually. So I mean, I went back to it anyway to do that free DLC, the roguelike stuff, which was brilliant, by the way. I really enjoyed my time with it. But then while I was kind of in the zone and familiar with the buttons, I went in and cleaned up the tombs, the trophies relating to completing the tombs. And then I thought I'd try and go back into the challenge mode, because there was one when they were first released that kind of stopped me from completing them, and I ended up putting it down. But I've done it now, and then I did a few more after, and I don't think I'm that far away from doing all challenges now, which I'll get that 100% back, because you know, doing Mirage recently, doing AC3 recently as part of cleanup, and then we have a badge in the server for doing all Assassin's Creed games. I really want to get everything completed. I already have the platinum, so I don't need to do anything with this, but it'd just be nice to have everything at 100%, and then go in and do Liberation, Rogue, and finish Black Flag as well. So yeah, Shadow of Mordor we touched on when we talked about Shadow of War, just those challenges, and then finishing off the unfinished games. That sounds weird. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now this is hopefully another one that should be done really, really quickly. We've got the squad there. We did actually attempt it quite recently, so it was me, Scott Taylor, and James. A few of the lads kind enough to buy it to help get this done, which is amazing. We did attempt the kind of first mission. We were very, very close to the end. I get an error on my screen saying please reconnect your controller, even though it was connected. So I couldn't connect it to get rid of the message because it was still connected, but I also couldn't press the PS button to bring anything up to maybe turn off the controller, to put it back on. I was just stuck on this screen. It was a real nightmare because we were then a man down. The other lads got a bit kind of overwhelmed, and we died. But yeah, a lot can be made from it. We've made progress. We know what to expect now. So yeah, we should have this done. We would have had it done, but I've obviously been really distracted with Rebirth, haven't I? But yeah, this will be done soon enough. So there's a lot of games there actually, when I think about that, are going to be done quite quickly. We'll get Modern Warfare done. Spider-Man will be done quite quickly. You know, you couple that in with when Rebirth's finished, and a few of the others we looked at. I'm going to knock 5 games off it quite quickly, and then it'd just be a case of focusing on, you know, another 20. So many of them are part of a challenge I'll be doing anyway, so then it's just a case of picking out some other ones. So, you know, that being said, yeah, I mean, hopefully I haven't bored you too much going through my list. I just wanted to try and do this again, get some encouragement from you guys, maybe some hints and tips for some of the games that you can see there, maybe some help as well from some of you where you've done these games, are happy to drop in and help boost, or if you know of methods we can get this done, that would be fantastic. I would absolutely love that. But yeah, hopefully you've liked the video. Just something a bit different. I've done a few trophy lists in a row now, so I just wanted to talk about something a little different today. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. All the links will be in the description below. And whatever you're doing, look after yourself, stay safe, and keep on keeping on.